What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Big Ben Baby. What's poppin'? Welcome to Lakers Live Post Game Show, presented by 265 Media. Aaron and filling in for Manny tonight. JT, what's going on, man? Hope all's well. That was a sweat, man. I'm really sweating tonight.
Whew. Yeah, it was a close call. Close call. Very good game. Not very good game, but the way good way to stick in there. I give up. I give hats off to our team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Honestly, it's Lakers, man. Like I was telling you guys before, if anybody has anxiety issues, or that's never had anxiety issues, and all of a sudden they start developing anxiety problems this year because of this Lakers team. I mean, they put us in this position that they just like to get us under our skin and make things interesting, and then play an overtime game and have LeBron play 40 plus minutes again in the game. I'm not happy about that. You know what? Like I always say, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you do as long as you win the game. You can win it by 1. You can win it by 2. Doesn't matter as long as you get it done. This is a win, though. I'm not proud of. I'm not proud of that game. I wasn't proud of the Detroit game at all. The defense, man. Defense was terrible in the paint. Terrible.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Points in the paint, terrible, man. And just the second chance points. Like I was watching the game. Oklahoma City kept getting offensive rebounds. Like those loose balls, those like hustle plays. Oklahoma City would get them. I'm like, do Lakers look disinterested? It seems like we're going, like we always talk about on the pregame and postgame show, going through the motions, playing around with their competition. And it just seems like Lakers just felt like they weren't trying to like play tonight. Just for the first quarter, second quarter, and then the third quarter, same thing, and then they finally wrapped it up in the fourth quarter. But you can't be doing that. Let Oklahoma City outfight you, out hustle you. But they're in the NBA for a reason. Record doesn't even matter. So the Lakers just got to go out there and compete at the highest level. They had to go put everything out there on the line tonight. They had to, LeBron played, like you said, Aaron, 43 minutes. He had a triple double, but it's unacceptable. We should have blown this team out. They're 10 and 13. We're 19 and 6. But at the end of the day, man, everybody's gonna get their best game. Like, everybody's gonna turn up against the Lakers. As far as like, oh, we're playing the Lakers, it's gonna be my NBA Finals. So as a champion, we expect that each night. But here's the thing too, real quick before I throw it to Aaron. These like late game situations, trying to score, trying to execute. This is good learning with this team that we have for the playoffs. So I kind of like going through what we're going through right now, so we can learn how to execute better. I know it's against Oklahoma City, but you can still find things that you do against not so good teams and implement it against the good teams down the stretch.
Yeah. We were talking. Manny and I were talking about this in the pregame. It says, look, they got Oklahoma City. We said that about Detroit even on the pregame show on that one. It says, look, it doesn't matter if Oklahoma City is 10 and 13 or 18 and 5, whatever they are, and it doesn't matter what your record is. You have to come out here and play. You could we already saw it once that Detroit was the better team on the road trip, and they were the worst. They have the worst, I think, the second worst record in the league, and they beat the best team. That was the same situation with the Lakers a few years ago. We beat the 72-win Warriors, and that one was history. But you know what? Gilgeous-Alexander, man, 29. He scored 29 points tonight. The dude just shot lights out tonight. He had one hell of a player. And their whole team. I got to give it to Baisley too. 21 points in the game, 16 rebounds. This team just came out here and just said, look, I don't care that you guys beat us on our home court. We're going to come out here and we're going to attack the paint because we know AD is not there. And again, we just collapsed. The paint collapse was just terrible.
Man, yeah, I'm gonna hop in on this one. I'm gonna piggyback after you with the whole paint and yeah. So basically, exactly what you said. AD wasn't here. Also, Alex Caruso wasn't here. But Lakers need to find ways to just do the fundamentals, box out, talk on defense, switch everything. And man, the paint, we got killed tonight. And it wasn't looking good. a lot of turnovers in the first quarter, just looking sloppy. But the Lakers are scrappy. We're a scrappy team. We're gonna keep fighting. Period. Like we have like role models out there. Dennis Schroeder, LeBron James, Harrell, great. They played great for us today. Wesley Matthews, great off the bench today. Knocked on a couple of threes. Like we have players that's gonna keep playing no matter what the score is. So I love that about the Lakers. I love how we're a scrappy team like that. We don't give up. And hey, like every game that we play and we win, it's not gonna be a great game. So we got to take this win. We got to learn from this win. Even though OKC is 10-13, they're still a great team. You see what they did last year. Even though Shooter's gone, and OKC is still a great team. Still has young assets. Shea, I guess GA is still there. Like they have good assets, and it's the NBA. Every team in the NBA can play. Like every player in the NBA can play. So I just gotta give it. You just gotta give it up for our team, like how we just kept fighting today. That's what I can take from the day. We're a scrappy team, and we just keep praying. We just keep playing and playing.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And it was something I didn't like tonight. We shot 9 out of 38 from three,
Yeah, it was
23%.
bad. It was bad.
Unacceptable, man. You got to do better. And also, points in the paint. We had 64, but they had 60. And shout out to Dre. He mentioned in the comments, I'm getting sick and tired of this layup, 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 layup. We need to go get I'm going to constantly say it every show until we got to rim protect, man. We got to rim protect because we're getting beat on the boards, putbacks, rebounds, no rings. Dwayne Wade always said it. No rebounds, no rings. But like we always say, I trust the front office. I trust Rob Pelinka. We have an open roster spot. I wouldn't be surprised if we go get somebody in free agency towards March because the buyout market is in March, and wouldn't be surprised if some players like Andre Drummond get bought out, and we'll see what happens. If Lakers somehow get him in the buyout, we're not going to trade for him. We don't got the Lakers are over salary cap, so we ain't going to get him trade wise. But like we always talk about, just total turnovers 15. We got to do a better job turnover the ball, and there's possessions where we went cold. We went 5 straight minutes in that second quarter.
You're right.
Missed shots. But at the end of the day, play through it. There were wide open shots, good looks, but keep fighting, man. Keep fighting like what we did. And I know we struggled right there, but we pushed through. We figured it out, and then we bounced back in the second half. And I just like the way that the Lakers compete, fight, and they never give up. But at first, I'm going to keep it real. I tweeted, it seems like Lakers don't care about this game. Going through the motions. And sure enough, they turned it up after I tweeted that.
Yeah. We honestly, big piece of the reason why the Lakers got back in this game, Wesley Matthews. We talked about. I talked about him. Manny and I talked about him in pregame. Wesley Matthews and Montrez and those guys to get back into it. Keith, I know he played in the game. He didn't really look like he was too involved with some things. He looked still out of it. Yes, he got 6 points. I'm happy he got on the scorers board a little bit. I think maybe there was just some fatigue of, you're not used to being back out there. You've been off for 5 days. I don't know. I know that's Vogel was the guy that sticks with whatever works, and he wanted to give THT time. So veterans pulled back and they let a rookie come out there. But I want to see Wesley Matthews out there again for Wednesday, man. The dude grabbed 16 points. He was 4 for 5 from 3. This is what you got him here for. This kind of a game, I was talking to my friend too about this. This kind of a game, when you have your veteran come out there and give you the points, you let him play again. There should be no reason why Vogel's not letting him play out there and not letting Keith back in there. THT, he's great, but you need these guys out here. You pay those guys. Those are the guys that are making more money. Those are the guys that have earned their time as a veteran. Let them out there. Let them play. You know what? I think Morris will get himself going in the next game. But I was thrilled with Wesley Matthews. Definitely got the game ball tonight.
Right. I'm gonna piggyback off of you, Aaron. So, so being a coach and having so many players and in a lot of positions, it's hard to maintain who's out there and who gets playing time, this and that, right? But like every player on the Lakers, like you can legitimately say knows how to play the game. They know how to play with AD. They know how to play with LeBron. The chemistry is there, So I think it needs to be a better job coaching and get like you said like just getting overall like getting every player some minutes out there because it's like like at the end of the day players are NBA players because they love the game of basketball. They're they're away from their families. They're in this like they were in a bubble before. Like it's so hard being an NBA player and like you're out there traveling. It's like you want to play. Like it's just like with high school. It's like having like favoritism for like your favorite players. So it's like I really think everybody on the Lakers should keep building chemistry. And whenever the coach puts that time out there for them to go in there and play, they go out there and they play, and they play the game they love, they have fun, and they do what they love, and that's really hard for NBA players to travel a lot and not get playing time. Like I don't understand that. So yeah, that's what I want to say about that.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And also, we gotta give a shout out to I'm gonna see him. I see it improvement. Kyle Kuzma, man. He 11 points. He had double. His defense has improved. He's getting those rebounds. I like what he did tonight.
Yes.
Know what he's doing. If he's not scoring, or if he's not feeling it, but he only shot 5 for 16, 11 points. But he's doing other things. If his shot's not fun, you can do other things. If your shot's not fun, rebound, facilitate, set a screen. Move the ball from side to side. I like that from Kuzma. And our bench did well tonight. Montrezl Harrell, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Hey, in that fourth quarter, or was it? Yeah, that fourth quarter when we're coming back, Montrezl Harrell took the ball from one side of the court, dribbled behind the back, laid it up. Like there's times where we went through him in the offensive end down that stretch. I'm like, okay, Montrezl Harrell's an underrated offensive player in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like he is. And shout out to Horton Tucker again, and also too Caruso was out tonight. That's why I probably emptied the rotation. I know they back ended it, they cut it down. Then AD didn't play. He'll be back on my birthdays. Wednesday, wouldn't be surprised if he played on my birthday. Wouldn't be surprised if LeBron sat out. At this point, LeBron's gonna have to take a night where he sits out.
But guess what? LeBron loves the game of basketball. I really don't think he doesn't care how many minutes he plays. He's out there having fun and doing what he loves.
Shout out to Dre. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man.
Yeah, and you know what? You piggyback off of Kuzma here, or what you're saying about props to Kuzma. Kuzma was my guy. Who's my player, because I don't know about you guys, but I thought, the last few games, like I said, Vogel goes with what works normally. As I thought I was going to see Kuzma start in AD's place. He plays the 4, and Gasol out there in the 5, and so on. And I thought that was going to be the case. And then all of a sudden, when we saw the lineups, and I was shocked. It was right after we ended the show, too, is when we saw the lineups. And I was like, really? We're going to have Keith out there? That's a great choice, too, because we saw Keith start in the playoffs when they were adjusting their lineup before. So, I was kind of shocked about that. But also, Kuzma, man, plays off the ball great. He can play off the ball, get those back picks, get those back screens, set those back screens. And he's just a hustler, too. And, shout out to Vince, too, who's normally the Kuzma influencer that says, hey, he normally starts good when he starts off the game. But, hey, you know what? He does it all. And it was funny because I was talking with him earlier, too. And I said, look, if he plays great and he brings his energy every night, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a starter. It doesn't matter if you're playing off the bench. Look at Montrezl Harrell, man. I could see him being a starter probably by next year or so. It depends on where the team goes in the direction. But, I could see him being a starter for whether it's the Lakers or whoever, because he's a beast. Like, the dude's won 6 Man of the Year for a reason, and he's a great player too.
Right. He brings in that energy when you need it, and exactly what you say, he's a great player. I do think we need to have like a leader out there. Like when we go cold and nothing's going right, just like today, we had like a slump for like a good 4 or 5 minutes. We didn't score at all. We got great looks, everything was going right. We got great looks. We hit Kuzma a couple of times for the 3. Like the ball didn't go to the basket. Great looks though, but it's like, guess what? Like you're a shooter, keep shooting. I think we need to have more leaders on the team to just to keep the spirits up, because it's like it's basketball. It's a game of runs, and sometimes things are not going to go the way that you want it to go. But guess what? You keep playing. You keep playing through it, no matter how hard it is. You keep playing. That's why I said like the Lakers, like we're a very scrappy team. We're a very scrappy team. Like we do not give up. We don't care what the scoreboard is. We do not give up. I love that about the Lakers.
Yeah, we're built different. And shout out to Dre. The growth from last year, this year for Kuz is huge. Biggest improvement is his pace. He's learning to play with controlled pace. That his defense. Yeah, most definitely. Maybe he realizes defense, 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 then score. But shout out to Dre. Shout out to everybody in the stream.
Yeah. It's Kuzma's grown, and the thing about him is he is going to keep continuing to grow. The way he plays his game, the way he goes about his day, the way he handles the media, no matter what it is, no matter what people are saying about him, the guy's going to be eventually a starter someday. We don't know if it's going to be with the Lakers. We don't know if it's somewhere else, but he's learning that mentality from two of the best players that he can learn from, which is LeBron and AD. And I think when LeBron came to the Lakers, he took those guys under his wing and said, look, I want to help you. I want you to learn as much as you can. I'm going to teach you as much as I can. And I mean, if you go look at other players too, look at BI and look at Lonzo and Josh Hart. All those guys played with LeBron for a year, and they all got to play with him. And look how much better they are. Look at them playing in New Orleans. Like, they're killing it out there, and they've had that veteran leadership to build around. And those guys are the starting team with the Pelicans. So, I think there's only good things to come with Kuzma. He just had to learn how to be patient and staying ready. I think the guy's just gonna keep improving on throughout the season.
Right. And I really think just playing with, LeBron, AD, Hurl, Dennis Schroeder, like, we got 6 men of the year. LeBron James should have won, MVP. I'm pretty sure, keep playing the way that he's doing right now. I think he'll be MVP this year, no doubt about it. But just playing with great players around, it's going to make you great. Like, it's going to make you great. You're just out there having fun. You're out there learning at the same time, and Kuzma's doing everything right. Like, he's in a position to succeed right now. It's up to him.
Yeah, most definitely. Kuzma's improved defensively, offensively. There was times. There was a play. I think it was against Denver, where he missed a shot, missed a layup, got back on defense, blocked Michael Porter Jr. And there was a time where he blocked somebody's shot all ball. They called a foul. His blocking shots have improved too. I noticed that.
Yeah.
He's blocking a lot of shots. So, shout out to Kuzma. Shout out to the Lakers coaching staff. Like, whatever they did, continue to do it, man. And I'm just like Kuzma's game improved from last season defensively to this season.
Yeah, he just seems very more active and more in tune in the game. I think that's a mental thing too. I think he's having fun. Before, like last year, I think he was still trying to come back from an injury. Trying to he's trying to fit in. And now now it's like, hey, like, I'm out here doing it. I'm out here doing what I love. I'm gonna give it my all. And that's what I really see from Kuzma. That's what I see really from a lot of players on the Lakers right now. Like, we're really having fun, and we're really building that chemistry. And guess what? Chemistry wins you championships, right? Learning how to play with each other, learning how to talk with each other, even when you have bad games. Chemistry will win you championships, and there's nothing else better than that. There's nothing else better than going out there having fun and doing what you love.
Exactly, and the defense too. I think ultimately, look, I'd rather, Manny and I have been talking about this, and John, we've all been talking about this the last few games. That said, look, I'd rather see the Lakers, have their defensive errors right now than have them and then start having them in the playoffs, because playoffs is when everything should click. You're switching your rotations, your zone coverage, your man coverage, all that should be bread and butter in the playoffs. When you get to the regular season right now, the only thing that really sucks about this year is the practice time that they've had. They've had less practice time than other years to get to know each other. Obviously, the first year Davis came here last year, they had plenty of time to get used to each other and start clicking right away. This time it's different because of the circumstances of COVID and everything that happened within the last year or so. So everything's been a little different. And, all we can keep hoping for is each game that the Lakers play with each other, whether it's practices, scrimmage, 2-on-3s, whatever it is, 4-on-4s, whatever they want, however they do their matchups in practice. just keep learning from each other. And if it's on the court, it's on the court. And I just want to see this team keep going.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Go ahead, JT.
right. And I was gonna ask you guys real quick. So Anthony Davis, right?
Hmm.
I feel like right now, like I feel like he needs to step it up a little bit now. I feel like he could do better than what he's been playing. Um, I don't know what it is right now. Like to say, like is he playing great? No. Is he playing good? He's playing good, but he can be great. It's like I'm trying to get you guys' opinion on how he can do better. Just in overall aspects of his game. Cause yeah, like I know we just started, but it's like yeah, like we're trying to see what Anthony Davis can do. We're still trying to see what LeBron can do with this team. And I really think we just need to start locking in now and just and keep building up that chemistry. What's you guys' take on that?
Go ahead, John.
AD, man, I feel like he's still trying to recover from the bubble. And according to LeBron, before the season started, that AD was playing with the messed up foot. So I feel like that's still a linger thing. And he just I feel like he's was in the bubble, used to that lifestyle. Turn around 3 months later, back to regular playing in arenas and playing. He just know what it is. It's an NBA Finals hangover. But I'd rather have him go through it now, struggle
Mm-hmm.
now, than once it hits playoffs, turn it up. Because there's games where AD just dominant, dominant, dominant. There's games where he just he just looks. I feel like he has to get his. I feel like his conditioning is not there. I guarantee you, once we hit this All Star break, and I feel like we should get into that because JT, we'll get into the All Star break as far as LeBron, his comments because you weren't part of the show that day.
Okay.
We'll bring it up, but I feel like AD once he gets his rhythm back and condition, I feel like this All Star break, if he gets voted in, I think he should sit out, get rest. Because if he gets rest and he dominates, we're gonna win a championship. Because we need AD to be that dominant force like he was in the bubble for us to go back to back. In my personal opinion.
Right.
You know what my vote, my take on it is, I mean, AD. We know he's dealing with, we know he's dealing with his nagging injuries. We know it's the ankle that he turned in the playoffs that was bothering him, whether it's the knee, whether it's something that's, whether it's his tailbone, something that's bothering him. I honestly think, a little bit of what John said too is, he might have, I think he has a little bit of that finals hangover. I wouldn't say it's all there, like a whole finals hangover. I'd say if LeBron and him had another month to get their body right, and they had another month and they started the season in January, like originally we were all kind of thinking that they might do. They had started the season in January or so. That would have been, I think, the AD and LeBron needed that that extra month or two, get that conditioning right, because it takes a lot, and especially especially if you're in the finals, or at least in the Western Conference Finals to the finals, it's a lot of work to get out there, get your body right, take all your ice baths, get treatment after the games, get your body together. He spent LeBron and AD both spend, I'm sure over millions of dollars on their body, but I think that the AD is just getting his nagging injuries away. I think with the All Star game, I know we're going to touch on that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd say I wouldn't be surprised if AD and LeBron say, "Hey, you know what? We'll play. If we have to play, we'll play a few minutes, and that's about it." I wouldn't be surprised if you see them play maybe the first quarter, and then the rest of the time they're gone, they're out. But I mean, it's one of those subjects that it's tough, and I'm sure we'll get into that. But I'd say after the All Star break, I think AD is going to be fine. I think you're going to see him get back to more being AD. I think it's just some fatigue and a little bit of rustiness.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm not so used, but like I just miss like the mentality, like the mama mentality. Like I miss that in players. Like I can see that in players still nowadays, but it's just not the same. And it's like I know AD can do better than like what he's doing. And like I just want to see that. I just want to see that. And like back with Kobe, like it was never like an excuse like finals hangover. It was like like we win this game. Guess what? Next game, I'm back in the gym. Every day. Like I got like I keep for real have passion for the game, I just miss seeing that in players, and AD. I feel like AD can get back. Yeah, he can get back to that. I don't know what it is yet. It might be like what you guys said, but yeah, like I just don't want to make. I don't want to make no excuses for any players. Like they're NBA players. Like let's see you guys do. Like let's see you play your best. That's why that's why we're out here watching you guys on TV. That's why we go see you guys. In the stadiums. It's like like we want to see you guys do your best. You know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you want you're as a fan, as an NBA fan, all of us want to go out there and see, everybody put on a show, be a talent. See how everyone wants to see LeBron dominate. Everybody ideally wants to see Anthony Davis out there dropping 25 to 30 points a game and
at least
30 getting the Shaq
at least 25.
Yeah, at least, and that was always Shaq's. That was always Shaq's big grind too. And I kind of go by that too. Is if you're putting out 25 and 10 or 15 a game, you're kicking butt. You are playing great, and nobody's gonna say nothing. If you're doing anything less than that, then there's something not right, or you're just not fully 100% there.
Right.
So yeah. I think I wouldn't be surprised if something looks a little different after the All-Star break.
Yeah, most definitely. And AD's just gotta play through sometimes play through injuries. Lakers all day dope said AD's injury prone, y'all. I'm not gonna say injury prone because if he's injury prone, I don't think the Lakers would give him a contract. It's just basketball. A lot of NBA players play through nagging injuries. It's all good. AD's gonna turn up. I'm not worried yet. One bit. I'm not worried at all, actually, because AD. This is a long season because I remember the 2009-2010 season. Not LeBron, Lamar Odom, Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, Runner Test, Kobe. We had nagging injuries through that whole year. And it happens when you win a championship. You're gonna get those nagging injuries. You're gotta play through it. Sometimes you're gonna sit out. You're gonna,
Yeah.
And shout out to Daniel
what's up,
Test.
Daniel? Shout out to 265 Media in the house.
How's it going?
Go. What's up, bro?
No.
That's good, man.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as like the injuries, it happens. It's a long season. You're gonna have those injuries all season long throughout any championship run. Because I remember Kobe played through a messed up foot. Same with Powell. And at the end of the day, if the Lakers get through this journey, and go back to back. You know what I mean? If we get through it, just rest, ice your knees in the offseason, man. But
yes, I remember back when Kobe's last game, he got injured, playing the Warriors. I think he made a quick move. Harrison Barnes was guarding him, and he just made a quick move. His Achilles went out. Yeah. Guess what? On an Achilles, he still went to the free throw line, knocked down his free throws to make his team, to have his team to make the 8th seed to play. I think they played the Spurs. It was back when we had Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, and Kobe. Like it was around that time that we had that team. Like he still did all of that on Achilles, bro. Like that's passion for the game right there. Like he said, he still set his team up to have a chance to succeed.
Yeah, most definitely, man. But hey, my Daniel Artest, my guy, I was in the interview room. LeBron said he doesn't know how much song he wants to play. Hey, man, I'm gonna say it like this. That if he's saying that, if he's saying that, I'm gonna watch the interview on YouTube.
Spectrum Sportsnet.
Yeah, Spectrum Sportsnet. Shout out to everybody over there. James Worthy, everybody. But he doesn't know how much long he's gonna play. I feel like either this year or next season or the year after. I give him 2 more years. And thank you, LeBron, for everything you did for us, Laker fans, man. I told my brother last night or today, I was like, man, it's going. We're okay. You know how Lakers championship teams, riding high. This championship journey that we're on, man. I'm not taking it for granted, man. Because once LeBron leaves, man, where do we go from there? I know we got AD, but I'm gonna cherish every moment we have with LeBron. Cherish every moment we have with this team that we have, this championship contending team. Because championship teams and journeys go by quick. So we're gonna see what we're gonna see. About that comment, Daniel. I gotta hear that interview.
Yeah, I meant to piggyback off of the comment. I honestly think too. I think that honestly, playing the last 2 games that he's had to play so many minutes, 45 minutes in the last game, and the game against Detroit, and then so total, of over 80 something minutes in the last 2 games is a lot. And LeBron said it after the Detroit interview that he said, "Look, I can't. My body cannot handle as playing well in 2 overtime games as much as it used to." And like, don't get me wrong, LeBron always says, 40. You've had 42 minutes tonight, but like it sucks when your team, the Lakers, man, they could have put the brakes on this team, and I think ultimately they could have won this fourth quarter. Don't get me wrong, I think KCP learned a valuable lesson tonight. Is a total veteran mistake of running into the guy and letting him shoot a three, get fouled on a 3-point line. Because if he doesn't do that, that game, the Lakers are up by 3. They get the ball back. So you know what? It is gonna weigh on him if the Lakers can't put teams away early, and
Right.
because he's the captain of the team, and Anthony Davis is the co-captain. So it falls on him. But in the end, I felt bad the Lakers couldn't get it done in the fourth quarter. I hope LeBron gets some time off.
But here's the
Right.
thing. Remember the year when we had, not Bynum, Pau Gasol, Dwight, Kobe. Kobe was playing those heavy minutes.
Yeah.
Heavy minutes, heavy minutes, heavy minutes. Bailing us out with against Toronto, pump faking, shooting threes, dunking on everybody, bailing us out, winning games barely by like 2 or 3 points. LeBron's probably gonna have to start doing that if we have lapses in that first quarter, like 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. It's
Right.
just crazy. But here's the thing: I feel like if I was Frank Vogel, the Lakers organization, I would say, LeBron, what game do you? How many games do you want to sit out, man? Pick. We'll sit out. I don't care.
Yeah.
Your health and the down the stretch is more important than trying to get the number 1 seed. I don't care about the number
Right.
1 seed. If we get it, cool. If not, LeBron could win any seed 1, 2, 3, 4 championship. So the minutes need to go down. Play the other guys, young guys, teach team more. It's because I don't want to see LeBron play so many minutes where he's drained out come playoff time. We need him for the playoffs. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. I'm gonna piggyback
Yeah.
off of what I said before about the whole
Yeah.
chemistry thing. So, like I said, like everybody on the Lakers, not everybody, but like we have players on the Lakers who can drop 20. THT can drop 20 points. Harold is capable of dropping 20. Schroeder is capable of dropping 20. Kuzma is capable of dropping 20. Like we have players who can score on our team. I really think we still need to keep building chemistry and keep trusting in our young players. And like I still think LeBron and AD, like I still think we need to keep help developing our young players so they can have confidence and do that.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah. I think ultimately, you know, Daniel said it best too. Is if it's always gonna weigh on LeBron if we can't put the teams away early. That's known fact. But I mean, this is why the Lakers have 11 players. They don't have as deep of a team as they do because they wanted to just do it just because or just to have a bigger bench. They did this to help LeBron. They did this to help AD, to say, hey, these are guys that if I have a game where I would love to see, honestly, after hearing the comment from LeBron, I might even love to see him take off the Wednesday game against the Thunder again,
Which is
or
my
only
birthday,
play
of
the.
course.
Yeah, I mean, play, or if he's not, if he doesn't want to if he doesn't want to take the game off, and they don't want to give him one day to just relax and rest your body and ice yourself and take it easy, then play half the game. Play the first 2 quarters, maybe play the first 5 minutes of the third, and that's it. Like no more than 29 minutes or 30 minutes at the most. And I think LeBron was just pissed at his team too, because he says, "Look, I should not have to go out there and be the savior. You guys are all vets of this team. There's no reason why we can't all be averaging double-digit points." Like you were saying, JT, Schroeder could straight up get 20. They all, Wesley Matthews, they all can grab 15, 20 points. If everybody on that whole starting team, yes, including Gasol, and I know Laker fans don't kill me for saying that too, but I mean, everybody on that team and on the bench could literally help out LeBron. And so none of that conversation is being mentioned. because his team is winning the game. Lakers winning games by 20. And, it's taking minutes away from him and it's giving it to the younger guys like THT and Caruso and Quinn Cook. And then obviously we're going to have Jared Dudley back soon. So it's like, those guys will be able to play more. So I think, it's just this will wake up call of the team a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely, man. JT, you're muted.
Right. JT, you're muted.
You're muted. Let's see. But go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah. It's been frustrating. I think from LeBron's perspective of it is that he wants his team to come out there, get the job done, so he doesn't have to play much. And AD will probably be back on Wednesday. I wouldn't be surprised. AD gets a little bit more minutes. I think they want to pull LeBron's minutes down, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see a little bit of a minutes change or so. And obviously, I'd love to see Wesley Matthews come out there more.
Yeah, most definitely. We gotta limit the minutes on LeBron, man. Like we all say in the comments, man, because minutes, your body can take so much. Just to keep putting minutes out there each night, man, you might, be tired when it comes playoff time. Hopefully, that doesn't happen. Hopefully, LeBron's due to sit out a game, and of course, if he sits out, why does it gotta be on my birthday Wednesday? Why play on my birthday, man? Nah, take your rest, man. Take your rest, LeBron, on my birthday, man. JT, can you hear us? No, I can't hear. I'm gonna kick you off the stream and come back on. Wait. Oh, you're muted. You technical difficulties, y'all. It's all good. Let's keep pushing. Go ahead, JT. Unmute yourself. You muted yourself. I'll kick you off. Come back on. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Go ahead, Aaron.
I was just gonna say, I think, I know it's your birthday, man, coming up. By the way, happy early birthday. I know it's coming the ways. But obviously, if he has to sit out, if he has to sit out, you know what? You've had so many mileage. You have so much mileage on those legs, and the most important thing the Lakers want to look at now is, how can we conserve him too? Like, we get it. You are very passionate about the game. Jay, said it right. Is he doesn't want to miss any games. He loves this game, but also you got to say this too from a fan's perspective is how you love the game, but you're setting your team up for success in the regular season, but also you got to realize that if you get more rest during the regular season too and play lesser minutes, your body is going to respond differently. Your body is going to have extra energy to those possibly 5-game, 6-game, 7-game playoff series that's going to drag on, and then your minutes are going to go up. So I think this is just a little bit of a wake-up call to Vogel and just say, hey, we just got to keep an eye on LeBron's minutes, and you know what? No matter what happens in a game, if we're up by 11 points in the game and there's a few minutes left, get somebody else out there. As much as someone would say, like, how could you not want him out there? What's more important? Winning like having 10 straight wins in a row, or saving his legs and saving his minutes for the playoffs.
I mean, it's both. If you can do both, of course.
Yeah, I mean, true, of course. Why not?
Right. Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I wouldn't be surprised if I see something different, and hope AD's okay. I mean, I think it was just they just used that as a hey, let's just give him some rest. They pulled a Kawhi and they gave him load management for the night, but he deserves it, dude.
But
dude deserves it.
He doesn't do load management. He always says.
No,
he always says
no.
even in his even when they talk to him and ask him questions, he tells everybody, like, I'm not saying if I can play, I'm gonna play. That's his love for the game, for real. Yeah. So like he's not like every other player. So you have to respect that. If he's trying to be the greatest of all time and he's saying that, you have to give him that benefit of the doubt and play him.
Oh yeah, real quick before I forget, there will be no LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan debate on this podcast. Thank you. But as far as I saw a comment, and we'll get into it. Lakers versus Nets game, best of 7. Who wins? I got Lakers in 7.
I got Lakers in 6.
Oh, oh. I'm gonna say I have Lakers in 7 just because you're playing against an offensive threat like the Nets, and that's really hard to beat because each one of those players can drop you 30. And yeah, how we really can beat them is defense. So we have to just keep we just have to keep playing our game, and and keep talking and playing and just playing defense. But yeah, yes, we still can beat the Nets with their team orchestrated right, like the way that it is. Lakers have that. We just know how to play with each other, and I love that about the Lakers.
I also
Yeah.
don't ever count out Boston either, because people
Mm.
always say people are only putting it out there that it's the Nets, the Nets, the Nets. Can't forget about
Man,
the
what about
Celtics.
what about the
Just
Sixers?
can't forget about the Celtics. Can't forget about the Sixers as right.
Yes.
Those guys, those teams are good, and nobody, and you know what? Don't and everybody will have like a moment of shock if, for whatever reason, if the Nets lose to, let's just say, Boston or the Sixers or something. But it's like in the realistic picture here, what's if you score as many points as you can, what's really going to win you the game? Is it going to win you the game by your offense, or is it going to win you the game by the defense? So who's ever the better defensive team in a series, no matter what, against the Nets is going to beat them. And the Nets are not known for their defense. They give up the most points in the East right now. So, they're
Right.
they're not a defensive-minded team. They're an offensive-minded team because of their assistant coach and the system, the gameplay they like to run, and the style of basketball. So I honestly I will never count out the Celtics, the Sixers, or the Nets. It's kind of up in the air between those 3 teams.
Yeah, we have right here the Raptors are being slept on. They are,
Yeah.
but I still don't think they're a top tier in the East, like the top 3. I don't think they're better than the Sixers. I don't think they're better than the Bucks. I don't think they're better than the Celtics. They might be there with the Pacers right now, but I don't know. But yeah, they're definitely not a top tier team in the East right now.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Because Brooklyn, shout out to Vince always in the comments. He said Brooklyn Nets are pretty much the Brooklyn Suns. Yeah, because Mike D'Antoni cannot preach defense. He'd rather give up 120 points. Oh, we did a good job tonight. He doesn't care about defense. Steve Nash is over there. They got to do a better job defense, because defense wins you championships. You know what I mean? And if the Lakers, let's piggyback on Lakers and Nets. I know I said Lakers in 7, but if it was really Lakers and Nets NBA Finals, Lakers would just kill the Nets in the paint. Anthony Davis will go berserk. Montrezl Harrell will go berserk. We got better. Brooklyn has no bench. James Harden plays elements. KD plays elements. Kyrie plays elements. We got the better team overall. I know they picked up Noah Vonleh, but Noah Vonleh's been out of the league for a couple years. He ain't gonna. He'll
Right.
contribute, but not no impact. And I feel like that's gonna be the NBA Finals. Out of the West, no one's going. Everybody's talking about Utah. Okay, they're having a great regular season.
They are.
But can they do that in the playoffs?
We don't know. They've never done it.
Yeah,
They,
so
they never
that's-
got past
yep.
the second round.
Yeah,
We don't
I
know.
feel it. Yeah.
They got a good team. Don't be
Yeah.
surprised. I won't be surprised if it's Lakers and the Jazz in the Western Conference Finals. You never know.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're hot.
People
They're
are gonna
hot.
say, well, why don't you count in the Clippers? Well, nobody. The Clippers. Yes, they're a good team. They're a good team. They have a team built. They wouldn't have the record that they have if they weren't a good team, and there's nothing you could do about pen to paper. So there, doesn't they could have a good team, but it doesn't mean if they're going to show up in the playoffs. People, yes, the flippers, the Clippers, the chokers, but I mean, essentially, Clippers going to clip at some point because that's who they are. And the only thing they've had to cheer about is a Clipper, and that's about it. So, we'll see what happens with the team. But honestly, I'd actually really like to see the Lakers and the Celtics. I think that'd add a little bit more excitement. I'd love to see the Jason Tatum matchup going against LeBron and AD. That team is good, and honestly, I think it would make. I think somewhere along the lines of Kobe Bryant's legacy, I think he would love more than ever to see another finals. That obviously we know he'd be there in spirit, and around that game, and all the other Celtic Laker greats will be there to see. Hopefully, when fans are there at that point, and we can enjoy something like that. So I'd also like to see that because I think it'd be good for the game, and it's great to have two teams that are both have the same amount of championships going at it.
Right. Right. I do like that. What about the Bucks though? Nobody's not talking about the Bucks anymore. Like the East has some stacked teams, believe it or not. Even like the Miami Heat, nobody's really talking about Miami Heat. Yes, their record is the way that it is right now, but they are capable of doing what they did last year. Like the East is still stacked. Like you just can't be like, yo, the Nets is gonna make it just because their team is orchestrated the way that it is. You know, like the East, they have the Sixers are real, the Celtics are real. Like teams are for real in the East right now. Like it's not gonna be easy, and definitely the West ain't gonna be easy. Just like that, just like how it was last year. Like I really do like how it kind of like even out, you know, with just like the challenge to be the best. You know, like it's some really great teams out here.
Yeah, but here's the thing about the East, man. I'm not. People gonna say the Bucks, you know, until Giannis gets a jump shot, man. Giannis will. I already know if it's Milwaukee, Brooklyn, or Milwaukee Sixers. All you have to do is close the lane on Giannis or let him shoot, try to beat you. I feel like Giannis hasn't changed his game as far as the jumper. It's always try to dominate in the post, like Shaq.
In the paint.
You know, and if he wants to get to that next level, he has to do a better job shooting from the perimeter three because the teams sag off on him. They're like, okay, I ain't worried about you. Go ahead and shoot. You know, when Lakers and Milwaukee played, LeBron would be like, take it, and he airballed. So I'm not surprised. You know, to be honest, man, at the end of the day, it's going to be Brooklyn and LA, man. You know, because KD's going to probably show up. James Harden. You know, the only team that... here's the thing. Let me ask you this. Brooklyn and Lakers do win. You know what the media's going... I already know what the media's going to say. Oh, they won because they didn't have no defense. Or they didn't have a bench. That's why they won. You know, but like my boy Manny said to Manny, you have to have a bench and a team. You can't... In today's NBA, you can win with three superstars, but you have to have a bench rotation and a chemistry. You know, I know KD's out due to protocols and stuff, and James Harden, you know, injured, and Kyrie's in and out of the lineup. You know, they're going through their little niche right now. I'm not surprised. You know, so until Brooklyn, because here's the thing about Brooklyn, they don't have that. They have three great superstar players, but they haven't had those playoff moments yet together where they make a mistake down the stretch. You know how Lakers, championship great teams, always had those competitive playoff battles to overcome stuff, win games. I don't see Brooklyn is probably going to be going through that. You know, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's Lakers, Brooklyn. But it's the NBA; anybody can be beat any given night. You know, and it will not be Lakers. It will not be Clippers, Lakers in the West Conference Finals. It will be Lakers versus. I'm gonna throw a sleeper. Y'all think I'm crazy? Lakers, Suns, West Conference Finals.
Wow. Lakers, Suns.
Wow.
I don't know about that, Jonathan.
That's some bold thinking, though. I mean,
that is very
Chris
bold.
Paul's a veteran
That is
leader.
very
Devin
bold.
Booker's hungry. You know, Andre Ayton. You know, they got a
They,
great group.
they
of talent.
do overall.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Overall,
Yeah.
yes, they
You
do.
know,
But what's the difference
go ahead.
between them and Utah? Utah is just like the Suns. They got Gobert. They got Donovan Mitchell. Great.
Mm-hmm.
He's hungry from last season. Just getting knocked off like the way he did that. You know, with the Nuggets. Like I really think Utah has a I think Utah is a little bit better than the Suns. I'm not gonna lie, because they have been there. They have been playing. You know, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. They have a chemistry. You know, and then they got Bob. You know, Bob Donovich is back. He's healthy. He wasn't there last year in the playoffs. He was injured. So they have a team. That's like I'm not surprised about their record right now. They really have a great team. I really think it might be either Lakers and Utah, maybe Lakers and Clippers, maybe even Lakers and Denver. I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know. Denver is still slept on. You know, they lost. I forgot his name, but he's on Detroit Pistons right now. Jeremy Grant. They lost Jeremy Grant.
And Plumlee too.
That really hurt them. Losing Jeremy Grant. I think that really hurt that team. But you know, you still can't sleep on them. They still got Jokic and Jamal Murray, and you know Michael Porter Jr. Like that's still a great team. Still, like I said, still a great team for sure.
It could be the Nuggets too. You know, honestly, it's very hard if you're a basketball fan. It's very hard to really. We could say we all could say it's Lakers and the Nets. It could not be the Lakers and the Nets. It could be the Lakers and the Sixers. It could be the Lakers and the Celtics. I think it could be the Lakers and the Sixers, or honestly, I still I'm putting it towards Lakers and the Celtics. I kind of want to see that. I figured it's only right. I've already talked about it. I think it'd be great. And you know what? Not only for the legacy of Kobe, but also just I think it'll draw more attention because people are gonna look at this game like, Brooklyn. Yes, they have shooter, 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 shooter. We have shooting, defense, shooting, defense.
Bench.
So
bench.
yeah, yeah. I mean, essentially, you're bench. So
we're capable
honestly,
of having a great bench.
yeah. So I could see honestly. I could see I could see a series between the Lakers and the Nets being more boring than a Lakers and the Celtics, where like it's aggressive, where we're both pinned down defense to each other, blocking shots, contesting shots, being fouled at the rim, shooting tomahawk dunks. Just the energy there of that kind of a game. I think will bring it out more than just Durant and Harden and Irving all fighting for, I'm going to take the shot. No, I want to take the shot. No, give me the ball. Give me the ball. No, let me shoot the three. And so the Lakers saying, we got Bron, we got AD, we have Marc Gasol, we have a team that's already built, ready to go. Mm-hmm. Because the hardest thing that we learned, and LeBron learned that with Dwayne Wade and Bosh, it's not easy to tag yourself up together to have a 3-person squad.
Right.
Because what happened with him in Dallas and Miami in the first round. Somebody else, Black Mamba, says don't count out Miami. Miami's in bad shape right now, so I'm going to count them out because they just got lucky and they just beat a tired East teams. But I honestly do not see Miami anywhere near this. I see them, if they make the playoffs, I would not be surprised if they're out in the first round. I think Butler and that whole squad is tired and they're just not healthy, so I don't see Miami in the picture at all.
Yeah, unless they go on a winning streak and start winning some games, I kind of see that same way. But I still can't count them out, Manny. I can't count them out all the way because we know what they're capable of doing when they're all healthy. Like Bam out there, he plays defense. He's just like Harrell. He's just like Montrezl Harrell. But guess what? He can for real drop you 20 points a game. Like that's the. Yeah, Miami Heat is still a team to watch out for, but it's just I think the East just got better overall. I really think if the Sixers can stay healthy, I think they're the best team in the East. Like Joel Embiid is so hard to stop. To stop. And then he's just so big on defense. Like he can guard LeBron James. He can guard Anthony Davis. Ben Simmons is big. He's long. He can jump. He can jump. He can guard LeBron James, like the Sixers I think they have a great team. And, like they picked up, Dwight Howard and they got Danny Green. Like they got shooters. They picked up Seth Curry. Like they have a team. The Sixers have a team. They're scary. I really think if they can stay healthy, we might can see the Sixers in the finals. And I really think a healthy Sixers can beat the Nets. I really think it might be the Sixers and the Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals, or maybe the Sixers and the Celtics. I don't know, but I can't count out the Nets. I cannot count out the Nets because their firepower is just ridiculous right now on offense. And yeah, like I just really think the Sixers being healthy, they are a very dangerous team.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, dude, there's so many ways you could go about it. Yeah, Kyle, that's awesome. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a lot of debates about that as soon as the season gets close to the end of the regular season. There's going to be debates of, who's got the firepower. I think the thing about us in Philly, if we were to play Philly, I hope that either number one by the time the playoffs, obviously by the time we all hope time the playoffs come around, that Gasol's got himself in tip-top shape and he did whatever he had to do to help him out, because Joel Embiid and Dwight Howard will have a field day over Marc Gasol, and if AD has to play, and I wouldn't be surprised if AD ends up having to play a lot of center too. He hates playing the 5.
He's going to have
to. That's why he's gonna. What
we lost JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. He's going to have to. Yeah. He's going to have to be playing.
You have to do what you got to do to help the team win.
Right.
And if you have to play the 5, you play the 5. But you know what? If the Lakers, I mean, we were talking about this earlier. If Andre Drummond gets released, so this is what would have to happen. If Andre Drummond gets released, and then the Lakers end up offering him a veterans minimum deal, which they can do. If they offer him the $1.2 million or $1.8 million veterans minimum deal, there's your opportunity to have Andre Drummond. But that's the only way the Lakers could get somebody is by taking the veterans minimum contract in order to sign somebody because they don't have a lot of room. But I mean, it would help. Definitely would help.
I understand that, but Andre Drummond being a vet that he is, I really think he deserves money. He plays his lights out almost every game. He's defensive minded. He's offensively minded too around the rim. Like he's a great player. I think he deserves his money, and I think I just think I don't think he'll get bought out. I think he's gonna stay on the Cavs. The Cavs too is a low-key sleeper team right now in the East. Their defense, they're huge. Jarrett Allen, Andre Drummond, JaVale McGee. Come on.
Yeah.
They're huge. They're huge. They got Colin Sexton out there balling out. You know, like Cavs is low-key a sleeper team. Like people are sleeping on the Cavs too right now. That's not. I wanted to throw that out there as well.
Yeah, most definitely, man. You know, Cavs are talented. You know, they got great group of talent. You know, and
like they beat the Nets back to back.
Yeah, they beat Nets,
offensive. They beat a very awesome offensive team in overtime, double overtime.
Yeah,
with their defense. With their
You know,
defense.
like,
yeah,
exactly.
with their defense.
Like,
yeah,
that's scary. Like, you just beat the Nets back to back. That's scary. That's a scary team for sure.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah. It's scary, but we'll see what happens. But make sure you guys tune into Lakers Live pregame show Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. West Coast time, 9:30 Eastern time. Aaron and JT, man, thank you guys so much for joining. Shout out to everybody in the stream. And shout out to James Worthy, Chris McGee for giving me a shout out. I was on Spectrum Sportsnet. Appreciate the love. We'll talk to you guys Wednesday. Go Lakers, baby.
Go Lakers, baby.
Take care.